So we would like to partner with Ohio SPCA to increase their adoption rates and be able to provide our shoppers at our store the opportunity to buy animals, and we feel like this would be a great partnership between us. A few reasons why we have 5 top reasons why this would be a great partnership. So number one, we support non-kill shelters and we are highly against them, and we feel that Ohio SPCA has a great mission statement. They save lots of animals, and it's a great company we would like to partner with because we support it 100%. Number two, we are anti-puppy mills, and most of the animals that are brought in by the shops and most pet stores are from puppy mills, and we would like to avoid this. And we feel it's better for us to help get pets adopted that need homes and that are in shelters than puppies and stuff that are already most likely to get adopted, as most know that shelters have less likelihood to get animals adopted from. And number three, we can provide quality supplies. We are a pet store, so we have lots of different supplies in our store that we can give to Ohio SPCA for a good price. Along with, we can do number four, open a donations fund, which we would like to offer our customers the option to either round up their total or donate a certain amount or percentage of their purchase to Ohio SPCA or items. That way they can support them and get these animals as much as they can. And since Ohio SPCA is a nonprofit, you obviously need the most money as possible to be brought in to support the animals in the shelter and get them homes. And number five, we would like to provide a spacious area for these animals. We were thinking of setting up a separate station in our store. That way these animals we can bring in and switch every 2 weeks or so. That way people can see these animals and like them and want to potentially adopt them, and they can either adopt them with us at the store with a setup in paperwork, or they can go to the shelter and do that there as well, even if the pets aren't there anymore. I feel this is a great way to get them circulated, get people seeing them without the shelters, cages and stuff that can often intimidate people and not want them to buy these animals. So a little bit of statistics. The number of cats and dogs that enter the shelter each year are about 6 to 8 million, which has been down since 1973, but it is a great amount, and we would love to help lower this amount by getting these animals out of the shelters and not selling people animals that already need a home and are more likely to get the home. Of the 3 million cats and dogs that are in shelters, a lot of them are euthanized in these shelters, which means they are killed in these shelters, which we are highly against because most of these animals can be adopted, but they just need the time to find the right families to go to, which many families find their pets as their companions and part of their families when they adopt them. So many want more and more, just like the people want more and more children. And approximately 2 million of these animals are killed. Most of these majorities are cats, which is at 45%, and 22% of them are dogs. This we find extremely saddening, and we would love to get separate areas for cats and dogs to just be able to be in our shelter for adoption. That way people can see them and want an adoption from more options. Also with that, roughly about 3 million families do acquire a new animal each year, which we feel if someone already has an animal and they're shopping at our store, they're likely to get another animal. That way they can expand their family and make it with more. So we feel like this is a great opportunity to get people that already have pets to see more pets and fall in love with them and then adopt them for a good price. Less than 1% of the suffering animals are in shelters, so a lot of the biased people think that animals in shelters are abused or neglected from some sort of things and aren't likely to have healthy home ability, which they are not the case. They are super healthy, they are good to be adopted, and they can see these animals at our shop out of these cages, so that way they don't see this biased information towards them. Also with that, 96% of Americans do say that it's our duty to protect animals, which we feel would help a lot by increasing these adoptions. If people are so determined to save these animals, they will be likely to adopt them. So one of the things that we mentioned earlier is we do not support puppy mills, which most pet stores get their animals from, and we find this highly no-no. This is some pictures of a puppy mill, and when they're established, they breed puppies for sale for a big amount of money, which we also like that without doing puppy mills and getting them from shelters. It's a lower cost for our customers, and it's for a good cause, obviously. So basically, these animals are in cages like this for a long time, and they are bred and they're not out of the cage much of their lives, and we think this is a horrible case for animals, especially if you want to get these to families. It can often lead to many problems psychologically for these animals. So with this program we want to do, we've kind of put together a budget for it. It would be about $1,500 for the play area in general at the beginning of it, which we feel like is a great price, and maybe down the road we can expand this, but at the beginning of it we don't want to do something too big and too much cost for it much, because we want to see how it goes out. Let's see how it goes. The food, we were thinking maybe probably about 12 bags a month for these animals that we switch in every 2 weeks, which we don't need too many at a time because then people won't be able to spend those quality times with them. So it would be about $240 a month for that. And then extra necessities, we just figured there's going to be things that pop up that the animals need, and these would cost about $200 a month, we found, roughly. So it would be about $440 a month on top of the initial $1,500 starting up of the play area. And along with that, we can possibly lower the cost too by the donations from the fund and other things like donated from customers to these animals to help for the program. And with the amount of animals that can be adopted, we feel that it could potentially increase sales instead of lowering the sales and being more of a thing to pay money into and more something to get money out of. We are a big supporter of adopting and not shopping. We want to support these customers to go to not only to our store to see these animals to adopt, but also go to the shelters and to adopt them from the shelters too. So we aren't just trying to get them into our store and to diet animals. We are also trying to get them to go to the shelters, and we want to have every animal out there get the best home they can, and we hope you guys as a company be able to continue what you guys are doing, which is we find so great, saving these animals' lives. We hope that you consider a proposal, and we are so glad that you have given us the opportunity to show this to you and what we can do for your company.